This is Optimal Finance Daily, episode 699, The Upside to a Long Drawn-Out Mortgage Refinance, by Sam of FinancialSamurai.com. And I'm your host and narrator, Dan, and a happy November if you're listening to us in real time. This is where I read to you from some of the very best personal finance blogs anywhere. And today, lucky you, I'm going to keep this intro super short, so let's get right to our post as we continue optimizing your life. The Upside to a Long Drawn-Out Mortgage Refinance, by Sam of FinancialSamurai.com. In the past, I used to be perturbed by how long it took to refinance a mortgage. The whole process almost got derailed on its 97th day due to a bad credit report, unbeknownst to me. Luckily, the refinance eventually went through. What used to take most people 30 days to refinance now often takes 3+ months to finish. I'm much more zen today. So long as it eventually closes, I don't mind if my refinance takes forever. Well, not really forever, but as long as the bank wants, so long as I'm not paying extra fees. Let me share with you the main reasons why having a long mortgage refinance process is actually a wonderful thing, especially for those who have adjustable rate mortgages or are looking to refinance into an adjustable rate mortgage. Why a long mortgage refinance is great. 1. Less stress. One key way to reduce stress from the beginning is to make a deal up front that all mortgage refinance fees incurred before close, application fee, appraisal fee, etc., shall be refunded if your mortgage refinance does not go through. Although you will feel better knowing you won't lose money refinancing, you'll still feel stressed due to the documentation gathering process for the underwriter. Just when you think you're done, the underwriter asks for one more. Sometimes the documents they want are outside of your control. For example, the underwriter may ask for proof of insurance for the entire building where your rental condo resides. If the HOA secretary happens to be busy or on vacation, you're stuck waiting for the document to send to the bank. And what if the HOA secretary can't get a hold of the insurance agent either? If the bank is asking you for information ASAP, as they always do, then you're going to be stressed trying to track the person and the document down because you're worried if you don't comply, you won't get approved. A longer mortgage refinance time reduces your document gathering stress. 2. More time to improve your creditworthiness. Some refinances fail because at some point in the process, the underwriter determines you aren't creditworthy even though the mortgage officer said you are to lure you in. Do not confuse the mortgage officer with the underwriter. Consider the mortgage officer as the salesperson and the underwriter as the one who actually does the work to approve your loan. The underwriter is basically peeling an onion to get to what's inside. The more time you have, the more things you can do to improve your creditworthiness by earning more money, injecting more capital onto your balance sheet, fixing credit errors, and reducing debt. If you only have 1 to 2 months to refinance, there's only so much you can do. But if the refinance process takes 4 months, then there's a lot you can do to make yourself look better on paper. Because my mortgage refinance is now in its 4th month, I was able to give myself a 150% raise for the past 2 months to lower my debt-to-income ratio. I had previously been paying myself less due to my desire to pay less self-employment tax and more distributions. Please note the bank also checks the last 2 years of your income as well, but they check the last 2 months of your income to make sure the trend is flat or up. 3. Maximize your existing mortgage term. I'm a proponent of getting an adjustable rate mortgage, or ARM, because I believe interest rates will stay low for a very long time. Just look at the negative interest rates going on in Japan and Sweden. Australia is even threatening to implement a negative interest rate policy. If I take out a 5/1 ARM, the ideal scenario is to refinance into an equal or lower rate the day the 5-year fixed term adjusts to get the full benefit of the lower fixed rate. However, the bond market doesn't wait for you. It does what the market wants. ARM holders must make a calculated decision when to refinance their ARMs. In my case, I saw an opportunity to refinance from 2.625% down to 2.375% after 4 years into a 5/1 ARM. As a result, I wouldn't mind my refinance process taking a full year. Yes, I'll pay my existing rate for longer, but I'll also start the clock on my new lower rate later as well. Every time you refinance, there's economic waste due to refinance cost. By timing your mortgage refinance so that it lasts until the fixed rate adjusts, you maximize your refinance benefit. Don't believe what the banks say. Whenever you lock in a rate, the bank will say the rate is locked until a certain date. This creates a sense of urgency to get the refinance done before then, or else risk losing the rate forever. But as I've discovered time and time again, due to more stringent underwriting terms, the date when the rate is supposed to expire always gets extended. When I first started my refinance on February 12th, the bank said they'd lock the rate until April 13th. Game on. Well, guess what? My mortgage refinance is set to close on May 31st. From February 12th to April 13th, I was frustrated how slow they were in requesting information from me. A week would go by before I heard anything from my mortgage officer after I sent in a pile of documents. The reality is the bank can extend your rate lock for as long as they want, so long as it's economically profitable for them to do so. Each extension eats into the mortgage officer's profits, not yours. Instead of getting frustrated by my mortgage officer's lack of responsiveness, I started matching her response rate to elongate the process. If she took 1 week to respond to my email, I'd take up to 1 week to respond. It was perfect. You just need to make sure you are responsive with all requests so they don't put the extension on you. If you've got time left on your arm until the rate adjusts, enjoy the long mortgage refinance process. The same goes for people refinancing from a 30-year fixed to an ARM. Definitely do what you can to bolster your finances and help your mortgage officer out when she has requests from the underwriter. But drag your feet a little to match their feet dragging. Once you match the pace of the bank, you'll feel much less stressed. Your goal is to pay the lowest rate possible for the longest period of time. Let your bank's inefficiency help you. You just listened to the post titled The Upside to a Long Drawn-Out Mortgage Refinance by Sam of FinancialSamurai.com. And I will keep this ending short for you, but before we go, it would be great if you could come by oldpodcast.com/support and check out some of the different ways you can support this show. Now, most of them are totally free, like sharing the podcast with a friend, writing a rating and a review, and more. We would really appreciate it. Again, the link is oldpodcast.com/support. And that's it for today. Thank you so much for being here and listening. Hope your month is off to a good start, and I will see you tomorrow in the Friday show. That's where your optimal life awaits.
Hello, Life Optimizer. This is Justin Malik, creator and producer of this podcast, but also Optimal Living Daily, the show where I read to you from even more blogs covering finance, productivity, minimalism, personal development, and more, from incredible bloggers like Derek Sivers, Zen Habits, Mark and Angel, The Minimalists, and all the ones you hear on this show too. So if you enjoyed today's episode and like taking amazing blogs on the go, come on over to Optimal Living Daily and subscribe to that one too. And together, we'll start optimizing your life.
You've been listening to Optimal Finance Daily. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on each new episode and head to oldpodcast.com. That's OLDpodcast.com for a free gift as well as more actionable tips and resources to help you maximize your potential. Thanks for joining us, and remember, your optimal life awaits.